Hey everyone, I'm Rob Flattery from the Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design, also known as RMCAD. Today we're taking an inside look at how to render a floor plan in Adobe Photoshop. This fun tutorial is one of the several skills you'll learn as a RMCAD student. Our programs vary in diversity while providing you the knowledge you'll need to thrive as a young artist. We offer technologies like this on our Wondering Pixel as well as in our classroom. Today's workshop is being taught by our Chair of Interior Design, Jessica Elliott. Jessica has a wealth of knowledge to offer, so listen up and enjoy.
Welcome. Today we are going to render floor plans with Photoshop, and the textbook that I am going to be referencing and the plans that I will be using are from a text called Render Floor Plans with Photoshop by Robert H. Frank. So we'll kind of go through step by step. This will be an opportunity for you to learn how to put in a wood floor, add in some textured fabric, and fill in some other fabrics and finishes. We're going to concentrate just on the living room today, and then you have an opportunity to continue practicing on the other areas if you would like. To get started, I have the floor plan selected, and then I am going to add another layer in here, and we are going to call it wood floor. So with that particular layer selected, what we'll want to do is come up to the rectangular marquee tool in the upper left-hand corner and sort of go around the area of the living room. So with that selected, we want to select kind of a brownish tone for the floors. Just go over here and select your color. And then what you'll do is go over to Edit and Fill. And then we're going to use the foreground color, a normal mode, and then 100% opacity. Go ahead and click OK. And as you can see, that kind of is covering that. So what we'll want to do is we'll want to move that wood floor down underneath the floor plan so that you can still see the furniture coming through and giving it some sort of a little bit of opacity there. So once we have that filled, we want to add some filters to it to give it more of a wood floor look. So up in the filter, what we're going to want to do is add some noise or some texture, and we'll have that at 10%. We want to keep it uniform and monochromatic. And as you can see, this adds sort of this a little bit of a speckled finish. I'll zoom in so you can see that a little bit more clearly, but we really kind of want to then sort of define some wood grain and some lines. So we'll go back to the filter. We're going to go to blur and then motion blur. And then within here, you can kind of see the grain pattern that this is going to give us at an angle of 90 and a distance of 11. So go ahead and hit OK on that. And you'll see that the green is starting to come through on the wood floor here. And it's looking really great. Right, so we don't want all of this covered. So what we'll want to do is zoom in a little bit here, or scroll down, and I'm going to pick the polygon lasso tool. And you want to be really careful with this to be pretty precise. So we're going to pick a point at the corner. If you hold the Shift key, this is going to make sure that you have straight lines, and you'll just kind of want to follow around the floor plan here, getting as close to the edges as possible, and you'll see why here in a minute. So we're just going to go around the entire living room. Like I said, getting as close as possible. And the more that you do this, the better you will become at perfecting the tools in Photoshop. So we're almost done here. I'm going to kind of scroll down. And you want to make sure that you're going to close that up. So then you're going to see sort of this dashed line. And once you see that dashed line, you're going to go up to select and hit inverse and then hit the delete key. So now you can see that we just have the living room covered in the wood floor. The next thing that we want to do is create another new layer. So we're going to go to layer, new layer, and we're going to label this as sofa. Go ahead and hit OK. And we want that to be above the wood floor layer here. And the fabric pattern that I'm going to use is referenced in the textbook. So again, I recommend that you go and download that. You're going to open that up here and hit Control A for selecting all, and then Control C for copying it. We want to go back to the floor plan and then paste this. So we have a Control V if you are on a PC. Once we have the pattern in here, we want to turn off the floor plan and the wood floor, and then also this background, so that we can really concentrate on the fabric that is in front of us here. So next we want to go to Edit and Define Pattern. And here we're going to put in sofa pattern. Again, we'll use that rectangular marquee and get as close around this as we possibly can. And then just to be sure, go back in and define that pattern. So once we have that, we can turn these other layers back on. And then we want to edit this and free transform. So this will give us the pattern a little bit closer to the sofa. Just want to zoom in on that. Let's bring that up a little bit. There we go, that looks pretty close. So then we want to take that rectangular marquee again and go around the sofa as close as we can. And then we're going to go through the same process we did before, and we're going to edit and fill it. But instead of selecting the foreground color, we're going to select a pattern. We have our pattern already selected here, so we'll go ahead and hit OK. So as you can see, this has filled in on the sofa. That's looking really good. So we're going to want to add some shadowing here. So if you go to the floor plan and then go to our magic wand tool, we're going to just select the cushions of the sofa. And you can do that by using the Shift key and selecting with the magic wand. Once those are selected, we're going to go over here and select our burn tool. So you'll see this over on the left-hand side. We want an exposure of about 10%, mid-tone range, and the brush at about a 20. So sunlight is going to be kind of coming in from the bottom left. So what we're going to want to do is just start adding some shadows at the front of the sofa here. And you can see that it's really slight. So it gives you an opportunity to really kind of work with this, adding as much shadowing as you would like. We'll go ahead and add some down here on the middle cushion as well. You can see that those colors are darkening up just a little bit. You can always add some more to the exposure if you want these to be a little bit darker. And then on this last cushion, we're just going to kind of do the front edge here. But continue to work with that as you would like the shadows to appear, and that will be dependent upon kind of the lighting that you are using within your renderings and within your floor plan. And we can continue to just kind of darken those up just a little bit more. And again, play around with this as you see fit. After you've done some shadowing there, what we can do is kind of start lightening up some of these other areas to enhance a little bit more. And with that, we'll use what's called the dodge tool. And so that is in the same area as where we were using the burn tool. So you'll go up to the dodge tool. Again, we want the exposure to be about 10% and the brush size to be at about 35, 36. And you can keep it in that mid-tone range. But then what you're going to want to do is, you can kind of come in here and just sort of lighten up, adding that in, maybe, kind of in the middle here, lighten that up just a little bit as well. And then again, if you want to kind of go back and add some more shadowing, again, you can bump this exposure up just a little bit. You can see that this is getting, just a little bit darker, adding those tones in. And you're going to go back and use that burn tool again to kind of darken those pieces up again. Again, just kind of play around with it, have fun with it. Once you get more familiar with the program and the tools, you'll be able to continue to enhance your drawings. Next, we're going to move on to rendering this little chair up here. So with the floor plan again selected, we're going to go to our magic wand and select this. And what you want to do to get that inside piece is hit the Shift key. So we will want a new layer, and we're going to call it chair. And then similar to what we did for the flooring, we'll come over here and select a new color. I'll do sort of this green to kind of blend in with the pattern of the sofa here. So on that layer of the chair, you're going to go back in and edit and fill. And instead of choosing pattern, you're going to go back to that foreground color. So you'll see that that's going to turn that sort of light shade of green. And again, we have some chairs down here, so we will continue to go through that same process of our magic wand. We want to make sure we get the backs and the seats of the chairs here. And then we're going to add another layer, call these dining chairs. And again, make sure that you are on that particular layer, and then you'll go to edit and fill again. And we'll do a similar color that we did to the other chair. Lastly, I think we want to add some wood tones into these tables that are here. And zoom out just a little bit. Then we'll go back to that floor plan and our magic wand and start selecting these pieces. And we want them all to kind of be the same color. Find that maybe like a darker shade of brown, and we'll go through layer, new, and we'll just put wood furniture as our layer. And then with that, we're going to go to edit and fill, and again that same foreground color, and you'll see that those two will be changing. If we go back to the floor plan here, you can kind of see that we've done some rendering of the floors, a pattern on the sofa, some plain colors of fabric on the seating. And I encourage you to find some different patterns that you plan to specify for your clients and use those, scale them accordingly like we did for the sofa here, add some shade and shadow and lighting as well. I also encourage you to continue using the book. And again, it's Render Floor Plans with Photoshop by Robert H. Frank. And you can continue on. They have some patterns for the bedspread here, carpeting, tile, countertops, and also some reflective surfaces as well. Have fun and enjoy, and I hope that you appreciated this tutorial.
We have the project file on hand for you to download right now. Check out the link on our website or in the YouTube description to rewatch and follow along. Thanks for watching.